Alright, you may notice Spit Guard finally got one, in the hopes that eventually I'll be able to put out a vocal cover. We'll see how that goes, though. I need to make a quick disclaimer. I could or could not have a video in the next 2 weeks. I'd have to film them both and edit them both this week. I have something big going on where I'm going to be out of the house basically all day, and I'm not going to really have any time to record or edit, especially considering I need to keep up with vocal practice. So I might or might not have videos coming out for the next 2 weeks, but this week will definitely be a video, and that's this one right now. Discount my appearance right now. I just recently finished doing drums, and that's metal drums, and I'm doing blast beats the entire time, so I am a bit sweaty and disheveled. But let's get right into it. I think that I want to make this video simply talking to beginner screamers. I made a video similar to this a while back, but that was like I was sitting in that room back there. I propped my phone up. I was like, I should record something. And this is going to be titled basically How to Scream, which is going to be kind of clickbaity, and I'm sorry because I'm not really going to teach you how to scream. But wait, please. Oh. Before you click off the video, there is a very specific reason why I'm not going to teach you how to do any screaming right now. And that is for a big reason. Before you start screaming, you need to understand a few key things. Because a lot of people try to get directly into screaming, and they miss on key elements, which are specifically basic elements, and they hurt themselves. You've probably watched a couple shorts or a couple short videos about how to do metal screaming, false chord fry. You've probably heard those terms be thrown around. And you've probably tried to do some screams yourself and may have managed to get one to be somewhat good, at least in your opinion. But the thing about this is that it's very easy to hurt your voice. The thing that I like to say is singing already you can hurt your voice. Okay, you belt notes too much, you belt them improperly, you don't have good form, you don't control your airflow, you can hurt your vocal folds, you can develop nodes, you can develop polyps. With screaming, though, you add this little thing called compression. And what compression basically is torsion of the throat that causes it to fold in on itself, in a sense. If you haven't watched the laryngoscopy of Rhode Amos of Lorna Shore, I highly recommend you watch that. It is very informative to see actually what's going on when we do and make these different sounds. I'll have that linked in the description. Credits for that video go to the Rhode Amos, the charismatic voice, Elizabeth Zarhoff, I think I pronounced her last name correctly. Medicine? Yeah, I think it's University of Utah Health. I want to talk about a few things before we actually get into screams, and that is this. We're gonna discuss what you're doing and what not to do. So what are you doing when you scream? Well, it depends on the scream that you're doing. Let's start with fry scream. Fry scream for most people is easier. For some people it's not. Me. But for most people, fry screaming is an easier screaming technique to utilize. Fry screaming is utilized through the use of what's known as loose fold closure, which is basically your vocal folds, when you talk, they're in phase, they're tight. If you look at a laryngoscopy of someone speaking, you see they're tight. And then they vibrate, the air goes through them, it creates a pitch. Loose fold closure is when becomes I'm slipping into a vocal undertone because that's kind of what you get. Loose fold closure, the basic distortion of a fry scream, should sound something like that's the sound you kind of want to aim for the bass distortion. Now, loose fold closure is not that is your vocal fry register. You do not want to be in your vocal fry register. Let me say it. Fry scream does not equal vocal fry. It's called a fry scream because the bass position is utilized off of a vocal fry, but it is not a vocal fry. So when we're talking about a fry scream, yes, we're utilizing the vocal folds to create distortion. No, we are not utilizing vocal fry to create distortion. You hear a lot of people like Kylie Jenner, where they'll speak a lot in their vocal fry. That's not healthy for your voice, by the way, just so you know. So what are we doing with a fry scream? We're doing loose fold closure and passing air through it with proper compression and airflow. Video to come explaining what proper compression and airflow looks like. Now let's talk about false chord screams. What are we utilizing with false chord screams? Well, with your false chord scream, you're utilizing your false folds. Duh. Your false chord scream utilizes your vocal folds too. You can achieve a false chord scream that's completely voiceless or completely pitchless. Oftentimes, and I would say for you, that's probably not what you want, especially because when you include the voice, you're able to actually make it louder because you're able to channel the air better. The false chord distortion on top of the voice is what gets you that scream. I'm not warmed up. I'm gonna sound bad. So we've gone over the basics of what you're doing with your screams with fry and false chord. Now, what's the thing for both of these? You have proper airflow, you have proper compression. Video to come. I'll probably record that right after this one. If you try to do your screams without any compression, you're gonna 1, run out of air very quickly, and 2, you're not even gonna be able to get the sound. Again, watch World Amos's laryngoscopy to really see what you're doing with this. So we've covered what are you doing when you're screaming. So now we're gonna cover very briefly how do you not hurt yourself. I've already discussed this in my vocal health video, but I'm gonna discuss it briefly again right now. First step, warm up. Look online, find warm-ups, not just for whatever fold you'll be using to scream, but for your voice too. Warm up your voice. It's included in your scream, so warm it up so you don't hurt it, okay? Please, I'm begging you. One of the reasons why people think that screaming correctly, because screaming incorrectly will hurt your voice, but one of the reasons people think screaming correctly hurts your voice is because there's people who don't do things right and who mess it up and they mess themselves up. Don't be one of those people. Don't give us a bad name. So how do you do it? Warm up. Look online. Find proper warm-ups. My warm-up will be coming out soon. Hydrate properly, especially in like the summer months. Stay hydrated. It's very important to stay hydrated because your voice kind of runs off lubrication, and that lubrication is hydration. If you're not hydrated, there's not going to be enough mucus to actually hydrate your voice. Okay? Please. Thank you. The other thing is when you are screaming, try not to stress yourself out. Try not to place stress on your vocal folds, on your false folds, whatever you're using. Because here's the thing, stress in your body equals stress on your voice and in your neck. That's what I like to call tension. Tension is a bad thing. Some people use tension and compression interchangeably, I think is the right word. And the thing is that they're not. Tension is this. This is what tension looks like. Tension is I'm tensing up all the muscles in my neck, which you can even hear. It's placing so much stress on my voice. And if I did it for long enough, I'd have a headache. You're gonna hurt yourself if you do that. I've hurt myself doing that. And so I'm telling you right now. So very briefly for vocal health, warm up, keep yourself relaxed, and drink a lot of water. Look up videos. They don't have to be mine. Look up videos of how to keep good vocal health and watch those. They are important. A quick guide to beginner screamers on what you're doing and what not to do. And it'll probably be titled How to Scream in parentheses, kinda. Because this would be how you are to scream, but not how to actually do the screaming sounds. So sorry for the clickbaity title. That's, I think, the first clickbaity title I've ever had on this channel. And it's really not even clickbaity because it is how you are supposed to scream. But if you watch to the end, thank you very much. Look out for the videos that are to come these next 2 weeks. If there are videos, I'll create a community post if not. And I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. May the Lord direct all that paths. See ya.